Hello. I like to make today a new cake. Basically, it's name of it king's cake. It used to be make in Russia in a time of aristocracy and serve and eaten by aristocracy. So we try to resemble and replicate this cake, and it looks really great and has beautiful sweetness, and it has creaminess of caramel and chocolate ganache on top. It's really worthwhile cake to try. So what we need is, firstly, we need preheat oven to 160 degrees Celsius. Fahrenheit and inches, I will put everything in the description box. Basically, and what we do is we grease and line basically base with the non-stick baking paper. So use like something like a oil spray or any baking spray you're able to find it, and line 3 of the spring baking pans 20 centimeters in diameter. I have only 2, so what we do is this cake has 3 different layers. So we will bake 2 first layers first, then we can place third to bake secondary. So you really don't need 3 tins. If you have it even 2, just like I have 2, so it's big enough. So basically, once you grease and line with non-stick baking paper your spring baking tins, next is to basically beat our butter. We need 250 grams of unsalted butter, which is softened a little bit. It's at room temperature, and we have 1.5 cups of caster sugar. So what we do is now we basically beat it with electric mixer until it's become fluffy and pale, basically when it's change color. Once it's all done, we start adding 6 eggs. We have 6 eggs, and we will add 1 at a time, beating after every addition. Once we finish beating our butter with caster sugar, we add 6 eggs, 1 egg at a time, and beat after every addition. So we get kind of like a sort of soft mass kind of right now, as you can see. And so what we do is next we add sour cream. For this recipe we need sour cream 480 grams or the 2 cups basically. So what we do is right now we add half of it. So we add 240 grams of sour cream into our mixture, and what we do is reserve rest of it for the later. So because rest of it we will use to mix for the caramel. So once we add the 240 grams of sour cream, we beat it together to incorporate it. Once you finish incorporated sour cream, as you can see, our mixture become very smooth consistency. That's what we want. We want incorporated and having smooth. So what we do is next we add 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar, 2 teaspoons, 2 teaspoons of vanilla essence, and we mix it all together. So once it's all mixed, we add 3 cups of a plain flour. It's about 450 grams, which is we sifted, and we add 1 teaspoon of baking powder, which is sifted together with the flour. So once we mix our vanilla extract and apple cider vinegar, we add our sifted flour together with baking powder into this mixture. And what we do is we basically fold it all that together. Once we fold it nicely, we divide this mixture into 3 separate bowls. Once finish folding in a flour mixture, what we do is we divide it into 3 separate plates. In the first plate, we will add poppy seeds, like that. We add 1.5 tablespoons of poppy seeds. In the second one, we will add 2 tablespoons of cocoa, which is we will sift it on top. So let's have a look. And in the third one, what we will do, we add ground walnuts. They have to be finely ground. You can ground them in whatever equipment you have, like a hand mixer or food processor. It just depends what you have at home. So basically we have 1 cup of finely ground walnuts. This goes into the third one. So what we do is next, we mix it all that. We mix it all that, incorporate it very well, and we pour the first 2 basically poppy seed cake and a cocoa cake, chocolate cake, into our spring baking tins. And the third left, which is walnut cake, we will place in oven later. So we fold first cake in the poppy seeds. We basically fold it together and place in our prepared baking tin. Second one, we fold it in sifted cocoa, which is we place in the second baking tin. And the third one, it's ground walnuts, which is we bake a little bit later. Now, first 2 cakes, poppy seed and chocolate, we will place right now in our preheated oven for 30 minutes or until this skewer you use for tasting comes out clean. So what we do is after, once it's done, place on a cooling rack to completely cool down, and we place our third cake in the oven. By the time when our cakes are cooking, we can make a walnut praline or almond or pecan nuts or any nuts what you like to put it. So basically, we need a line tray with the foil or non-stick baking paper. That's okay, because you can use aluminium foil, of course. And what we do is we place in a saucepan 165 gram, which is 3/4 cup of a caster sugar, and we have 75 gram of walnuts. It's about 3/4 cup. Sorry, this is actually almonds. I don't have it walnuts in it right now, but you can place any nuts what you like to see on top of your cake as a decoration. So what we do with our caster sugar, we will place it basically over high heat and cook for about 10 minutes, stirring all the time until it gets like a dark caramel color. Then we take out from the stove and mix in the almonds or walnuts, whatever you prefer. Then we can pour on top of our tray to set. Once basically sugar become look like a dark caramel color, add nuts what of your choice, quickly mix together and put it on your tray. So I actually made it 2. This is, as you can see, it's the first one which is really dark caramel color. This is not as dark, it's a little bit lighter. Reason is one why I done is two, to see difference of what you want on for decoration on top of your cake. So you can easily choose you want it lighter or you want it more darker kind of basically praline. So what we do is now we let it set for 30 minutes. Then we just roughly crush a little bit after 30 minutes and set aside to just wait for decoration. Once our two cakes are baked, what we do is take them out from baking tins and place last cake, walnut cake, for baking for 40 minutes in the center of inside oven. So once it's done, it's baked. All our three cakes are ready now. I just have to make sure it's typing. Yep. And they're all ready and they're cooling down now. So next step is to make caramel filling. What we do is for that we use 1 cup or about 300 grams of caramel, as you can see right here, and we place leftover of our sour cream, which is 240 grams. We beat it all together to nicely incorporate it nice and smooth and set and place on the side. So what we do is, as you can see, it's really nice and spreadable. And next is place about 1/3 full, or at least really small amount. This is actually boiling water. So place on the top of your burner, and we make chocolate ganache. So for this we need, when our water is going to boil, we place 100 grams of dark chocolate, really good one, and half a cup of thickening cream and 2 teaspoons of vegetable oil, as you can see here. So we place on top to make sure bottom of our saucepan do not touch simmering water, and we will stir until chocolate is melted. After this we will assemble our cake. Now we assemble our cake. As you can see, layers are looking great, and basically first bottom cake, it will be poppy seed cake, second chocolate, and the last one it will be walnut. So we place half of mixture, but I like to say something. I'm not quite sure. I did follow recipe, but I take notice if we mix in caramel with sour cream, it gets a bit more liquid. It's really hard to spread. I think, and as you can see, it gets a little bit like kind of too sort of light. I thought it's been much better. Unfortunately, I thought later when I already start spreading. But I think if it's just a simple caramel, jar caramel, which is can be spread the half of a jar spread on after we done poppy seed cake, place the half a jar of caramel simply, and then we can place chocolate cake, rest of caramel spread another part, half of whatever jar left over, and place on top last cake, walnut cake. After we pour our chocolate ganache on top, and place broken pieces of walnut or any nut, whatever you're using, praline. As you can see, this is one of those light ones we got it, and this is more one of those darker ones. Whatever you prefer. A lot of people prefer darker actually, because it tastes a little bit more, has more flavor in it. But I place it both on cake. It really doesn't matter. You don't even have to do it if you don't want it to. It's really optional. So I hope you do like this sort of creation. Everything will be in a description box, but I will point it that's a good idea to probably just simply use caramel spread just one jar be enough, and then we don't need it as well another sour cream. Otherwise I find it is really difficult to spread kind of a bit more, become more liquidy. Thank you very much for your time with me today. Everything will be in the description box as always. Until next time, goodbye.